holy fuck, are some of y'all gonna hate me? I know a lot of people are gonna, for fucking sure. I want to talk about some shit, guys. Some of you guys might know who Asmongold is. He is the reason that I started streaming. He is literally the reason that I bought a $5,000 Starforge PC. A couple of days ago, he was live streaming, and the subject turned to the Israel and Palestine conflict. And he made a couple of comments about Palestine. Something about their entire culture being inferior, and he doesn't give a fuck what happens to them. And a couple other things that I had to double check were not taken out of context. I know nothing about Palestinian culture, so I'm not educated enough to speak on the subject. There's a few things he said that I do not agree with. I could give a fuck about politics. The only thing I know about them is that I'm not a fan of them. I will say, like, our country is fucked before anybody, like, I'm here in America. We need to start fixing this shit before I start worrying about other countries. You gotta clean your house before you start looking in your neighbor's window. You know what I'm saying? That being said, I'm not gonna speak bad about a country or a culture, and I don't really necessarily agree with that, because that went a little bit too far.
If you want to consider a genocide as a systematic killing of a group of people, they have genocide built into Sharia law right now. So no, I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question.
It's real.
Crazy that people don't see it that way.
I don't agree with any part of that. He definitely could have said that a different way, a very different way. I don't give a shit about what kind of culture they have or don't have. I will never refer to an entire nation of people or their culture as inferior. Nobody's culture is superior to another's. And I also wanted to say, guys, I don't care about the political standpoints that anybody has about my takes. This is not coming from a political point of view. This is coming from the point of view of a human being. So that's what you're gonna get. Like I said, fuck politics. We're not gonna, it's a very politically charged, polarized, dichotomous subject. I am going to try to stay away from that aspect of this. That is not an area of expertise of mine, and I hate talking about fucking politics.
They'd be doing the same thing. And how much did they kill? As many as they can. They're not able to kill as many people as Israel because they don't have as many bombs and as many weapons. But if they did, they'd be doing the same thing. That's it. Just takes enough. That's right. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways.
I can't stress enough, like, since I've started streaming, how much I've kind of looked up to this person. Very hot take. Very fucking hot take. And not exactly the correct one. I don't even know where to start. Also, this isn't a fucking Asmongold apologist video. He apologized himself. Same thing with Dr. Disrespect. I'm giving you my straight opinion on everything that I think, everything that I feel. Was he wrong? Absolutely. I'm sure we've all said things out of anger before that we didn't mean, or maybe we meant it and we could have said it a different, better way. I don't know, man. That's some shit that he shouldn't have said on the internet for people to hear. Anyways.
It is that simple. No, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't care. I don't support them.
Oh boy, yeah.
All right, just shut the fuck up for a second, Quasar. To say that I want a clear winner in that conflict, I do not have a dog in that fight. I don't. I'm not educated enough about it to speak on it. I'm not even gonna fucking try, because I will make an asshole out of myself. It wasn't a good look. I'm gonna say how I feel, though. I don't really give a shit what happens either. And that is not saying that, like, I want anything to happen to the country of Palestine. That's not me saying I want anything to happen to the country of Israel. The ideal situation, obviously, would be for both countries to come to some sort of peaceful resolution and, you know, end their conflict. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Foreign policy is out of my wheelhouse. I just don't care about it. Not saying that these aren't like human lives and everything. I don't give a shit about most people here. I don't. There's a lot of people are down bad there, you know? I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying I can't do anything about it. If I could fucking make a phone call, like I heard Biden did a few years back and told Israel to back off of certain countries, I do it. I don't have that kind of power. I don't care about any conflict, really. If it doesn't directly affect like what's going on in my life or people that I care about or something that I could do something about, I'm not gonna waste energy worrying about it.
That was extremely unhinged. And when you thought the start was just bad, the end, mwah, that is the cherry on top, ain't it? So this rant is completely wild and insane and stupid and uneducated for a multitude of reasons. First of all, we're gonna take this rant apart because it's hilarious. Also, Asmongold fanboys who are gonna be crying in the comments, he instantaneously
Hey guys, did I sound like that at all yet?
has backtracked this because it looks bad. What a great time to be a member of OTK or an Asmongold sponsor, by the way. I love Asmongold so much because
Can you guys read the apology? I'll go ahead and read it. Looking back on it, I was way too much of an asshole about the Palestine thing. My bad. Of course, no one deserved my bad. God damn. Of course, no one deserves to have their life destroyed, even if they do things or have views I find regressive. You guys deserve more than me saying stupid shit like that. I'll do better. My bad. I told you, this guy is, like, unapologetic, even in his apologies. My bad is probably the best you're gonna get, from a tweet from him directly after the incident. I mean, I legitimately don't think that it came from a place of racism. I don't. I tend to not talk about shit that I have no idea, like, what I'm talking about. Asmongold is like a bona fide professional at it. He will have no fucking idea what he's talking about, and I know he doesn't, and it'll still sound based as fuck. Seriously, the guy is an amazing talker. That's what he does. He's a reaction streamer. Did he take it a little too far? Abso-fucking-lutely. And he knows he did. You know, that's why he posted an apology. I'm not saying that this is like Jesus on the cross or anything, or he's like the most amazing human being that ever lived. Yeah, he fucked up. From everything that I've seen, I don't know him fucking personally, obviously. He seems like a really good dude. You know what I mean? He has views and opinions sometimes that a lot of people don't agree with, but I would also say that anybody on this planet has certain views and opinions that other people on this planet won't agree with. Some of them are worse than others. And I've been watching this guy for a couple years. This is the most unhinged thing I've ever heard him say. Nothing even comes close. Everybody fucks up. Everybody makes mistakes. Was it kind of a half-hearted apology? A little bit. Right out the gate. He does rectify that too. Twitch banned him because they have to. It's a direct violation of the terms of service. It's, in essence, kind of like hate speech.
Every single time he opens his mouth about anything not gaming related, idiocy just spews out the window like there's no tomorrow.
I mean, most of the time he doesn't go off on tangents about other countries' conflicts and calling entire nations and cultures inferior. He doesn't usually do that. He did that, and now he's kind of paying the price for the next 2 weeks. Like, we all make mistakes, you know what I'm saying? He's not over there bombing Palestine, nor did he ever say that he wanted anybody to get bombed. He never advocated for it. He said he doesn't give a fuck about Palestine, basically. And I mean, he said it in probably the worst way possible. So yeah, that's gonna trigger a bunch of people. It didn't trigger me. Well, I mean, it triggered me to make this fucking video, but yeah, I don't feel any type of way about it. I'm still gonna watch the guy after his ban. I'm still subbed to his channel.
Yeah, this is why no one should ever take apologies seriously, because every single person with even 2 working brain cells can listen to this and trying to salvage the situation, because he probably thought that there's not gonna be a backlash for it. Of course, no one deserves to have their life destroyed, even if they do things or have views I find regressive. Me saying stupid shit like that, I'll do better.
He obviously felt some type of way about it. That's why he was talking about it. He said some things, you know what I'm saying? But he apologized. He could have did a little bit better, but he also didn't say that nobody deserves he never said that nobody deserves to have their life destroyed. So that one, like, that should go without saying. We'll keep watching. I watched damn near this whole clip and I didn't see anything about it. I also didn't watch his stream. Maybe he said the word deserved. I don't think he did. Correct me in the comments below.
How absolutely stupid and problematic this everything that he said is. First of all, this is the first thing that people brought up.
He gives no fucks. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that gives no fucks isn't necessarily a bad person.
Instantaneously against him, that this is the state that he lives in, which is unacceptable even if you're poor. But we're talking about a multi-millionaire.
And you're definitely not talking about yourself. I'm not talking about me either. Why the fuck do you care how this guy lives, bud? And how is that relevant to the subject matter? Like, what does somebody having a fucking dirty-ass room have to do with the comments that they made on a Twitch live stream? Correlation does... Oh, dude, that motherfucker drinks nothing but Dr. Pepper. But, yeah, like... correlation doesn't equal causation. He's just basically throwing this in here to be like, oh, this guy hates Palestine and his fucking room's a mess. Like, dude, can we stick to, like, the relevant shit? Yeah, his fucking room's a mess. You're broke and your house is clean. The fuck does that mean?
The fact that someone can live like a literal beast, an animal, and yet have the mental faculties to unironically...
Hey, Banshee, how did you know that he's from Texas? People from Texas love Dr. Pepper? Is that an actual thing? Anyways.
...call other people subhuman in any way is just stupid and unacceptable, obviously. It doesn't matter who he attacks.
I mean, okay, to be fair, is this fucking lame doing the reaction video? Not me, the dipshit in the bottom right hand corner. Aren't you criticizing the fuck out of him and calling him inferior? Like, I know it's just one guy, not an entire culture, but pot kettle black, dog.
Because I honestly don't care if you don't like Palestine, if you don't like Israel or whatnot. In my opinion, let them kill each other. That's the best outcome for us.
Oh, bro.
Okay.
This guy stinks.
All right. What's worse? Or is it the same? If somebody says, I don't give a shit if they die, or let them kill each other, you're gonna divert the subject to how dirty somebody's fucking room is, which has no relevancy to what you're talking about. Yeah, this guy's room's a fucking mess. Of course he hates Palestine. Fucking let's let them all kill each other. Yeah, that's the best. And he said that's the best outcome. The guy literally said that them killing each other would be the best fucking outcome.
Okay? Because, second of all,
if you want to...
his opinions are ludicrously uneducated about this fact. Now, he is right about one thing, that each side would just genocide each other without absolutely any hesitation if they could. They are trying to not call it a genocide by going in front of the UN and accidentally naming it a genocide multiple times while comparing it to what Hitler did.
Okay, yeah, that's fucking hilarious.
There's no differentiation between a terrorist, just a normal person from the Middle East, or a Muslim. They're all in the same pot of, well, effectively how he said... How did he say it? You know what I mean.
Yeah, I really hate to agree with Dingus here. He did pretty much encompass their entire culture. He lumped them all together, and it was fucked up. Yeah, it was.
But he was afraid to express his opinion because he didn't know, because the conflict just kind of really escalated, and he did not know which side is the...
Shit's been escalating for fucking 70 years.
Bad or good one, and he was like, both sides are good. Now, clearly, he has decided, without any research or whatever, which side is the good one and which side is the bad one.
Ooh, ads! Hey, hold up. I just thought of something. I saw an ad on this fuckboy stream. This dickhead is monetized, and I'm not. Let's change that, guys. Get me to 1,000 subs. Let's get me paid on YouTube. Hey, I'm giving away a PS5 controller. I'm giving away a PS5 Pro. Eventually. Get me fucking monetized, guys.
Asmongold is someone who thinks that his world views and the way that he looks at things are probably complete and very thought out through. Most of your moral values that are not gonna coincide with one another and that are
Don't worry about my moral values, you fucking schmuck.
actually in opposition don't really matter for the average person at all, because for your moral system to not make sense, you actually have to analyze it a little bit more deeply than just a simple question, is eggs good and is other eggs good? You kind of need to analyze why.
You also have to analyze the fact that there's a lot of gray area in this fucking world we live in. People are allowed to change their minds. People are allowed to have strong opinions about things. That's, once again, one of the greatest things about living in this country. You can basically say whatever the fuck you want, and you don't have to worry about somebody coming and killing you. Which, ironically, you can't do in the country that he's, like, talking about. You know what I'm saying? There's way too much shit going on over there right now.
Of all these things. The reality, he has not thought about anything, because he is living a very secluded life.
Oh, a little bit further.
Clearly has not done it. And yet he is arrogant enough to think that he most likely has, he understands everything and that he has a...
Okay. And you're arrogant enough to criticize a streamer that will literally get more views in 1 hour on his shittiest video than you are legally even allowed to dream about having in your entire fucking life. What are we even talking about, dude? People can talk about whatever they want to talk about.
A completely legit worldview that is the right one because he has thought of all these things. The reality, he has not thought about anything because he is living a...
Do you guys think he thinks in that accent? I would fucking off myself.
In a situation like that, you can never create or understand your worldview. And, you know, to top it off about this situation, even if we could say that the Palestinians are 100% the bad guys, without questions, okay?
Sure.
But this is just a thought experiment. Let's do a little
shits
bit
and
of thought
gigs,
experiment.
guys.
So you
For
don't need
shits and
to
gigs.
argue, is it right or is it wrong? Let's just assume, for a thought experiment's sake, that the Palestinians are the bad guys.
Okay.
And Israel is
next?
100% obviously in the right.
Got it.
YouTube, Israel is in the right, okay? I love them. Is it
What is that,
okay
3-4 times?
considering we have this
He thinks in shitty Crayola drawings. Let's move on.
primordial evil that is bad on all accounts?
Did he
and
use the
everyone
word evil,
agrees is
though?
bad. For the good side to become as bad as the evil guys in order to destroy...
Hey, this motherfucker is about to have an aneurysm on camera getting as philosophical as he is right now. Look, the part about the inferior culture, 100% fucked up. We already went over that already. Aside from that, he didn't say anybody deserves to die. He didn't say anybody was evil. He didn't say any of this. He said he didn't give a shit. So like, okay, great. Palestine, theoretically, hypothetically, the worst of the worst. Israel is, you know, the main character. You know what I'm saying? Great. He still doesn't give a shit. Flip the script. Like, if you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. If you don't give a damn, I don't give two fucks. I ran out of fucks 20 years ago. You're reading way too far into this shit, bud. I know that's what a fucking reaction video is supposed to be, but he's basically paraphrasing with inaccurate information.
Destroy the already existing evil. Effectively, what I'm trying to say is, in more broad and simpler
We're still trying to figure that out, by the way.
terms, is it acceptable to become the evil you sought to destroy in the name of good?
What the fuck is this guy talking about? This turned from an Asmongold said something fucked up stream to just a midlife crisis somewhere along the line. Dude's bringing up shit that wasn't even mentioned in the initial clip. This is a whole goddamn production. Seriously.
You are destroying an evil, and if you're destroying an evil, you are doing good. But what if through the destruction of this evil, you become the evil that you
Is the enemy of my enemy my friend?
sought to destroy? And that is the moral dilemma of everyone who is stupid enough to understand that this is a factor that you must consider. If you say that one side is morally evil, does the other side have the right to just genocide their opposition because they are evil?
He didn't say that Israel had the right, you stupid fuck. He just said he didn't fucking care. This has no basis in what was actually said. He didn't say he wanted it to happen. He just said he didn't care if it did. It's two completely fucking different things. And that is taking the comment about the culture and putting that to the side. Because he's not talking about that either right now.
Because genocide, without question, is a very evil act. Especially that way that Asmongold is looking at things, and that is, hey!
I feel like I'm getting dumber just listening to this. I picked the wrong reaction video to react to. I'm not switching it now. We've only got a couple minutes left. Yeah, we've got 3. So if I gotta suffer, so in the fuck do you.
Hey, all of them are bad. There's no exceptions. All of them are evil. Everyone who is a Muslim is automatically evil. Because that is his obvious opinion.
Once again, these views do not at all reflect my views and opinions about anything. I am not saying that what he said was correct. I'm actually saying that what he said was really fucked up. But I am also saying that I don't give a fuck. That I am saying, yeah.
This is hilarious. This is why I love when Asmongold talks about anything not gaming related. Because every single time he does, it's a spectacle. And I get to farm a lot of views. 10 out of 10. And
what's a lot? Wait. 4.7 thousand. A day ago, not bad. Not bad. It's more than most of my videos get.
And again, Asmongold fanboys who are gonna dislike this video and probably write some 12-year-old logic garbage nonsense in the comments, he apologized. That's it.
I'm gonna run it back about 3 seconds, and I'm gonna preface this with, this video is clearly edited, right? Whoever edited this video left this fucking laugh in there.
That's it.
They left that in there! Why the fuck? Why would you do that? Dude, what are you even laughing at? But, like, seriously, what the fuck is so funny? Because I want to laugh. I haven't had a good laugh in a while.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Man, Asmongold, the great leader of OTK, everyone.
This doesn't really affect my view or opinion on him at all. He had one fucking hot take. He said some shit that he could have said differently. That doesn't make him a piece of shit. Was he an asshole in the moment? A little bit, yeah.
But no, seriously, he literally has admitted to being a sociopath, and if you don't know what's sociopath, go look it up, go Google it. It's not that hard. It's a very common phrase. And people are like, oh no, Asmongold's good, okay? He does not cover up SA allegations in his stuff and blah blah blah. No, he's smart and God, everyone's such a coping loser at this. It's insane.
Okay, that's pure haterade right there. Asmongold is not the most intelligent human being on the planet. If we're talking about video games, he is one of the most educated. And when he's interviewing developers and, you know, people that work for these big game companies, some of these interviews are so well put together, it's insane. He talks about a lot of shit that he doesn't know about. But I'll tell you what, if you didn't know that he didn't know about it, you wouldn't know that he didn't know about it. Does that make sense? I think my brain's bleeding a little bit.
Anyway, this is hilarious. Asmongold has not posted a video on his main channel about it, which is sad because
he actually
I would greatly enjoy that, obviously.
He did. Oh, another cackle? Ooh, guys, wait. Sorry. Where's the cauldron at? And the nose warts? And the pointy hat? Which means they left that shit in twice. If he edits his own shit, he's a moron. If somebody else edits his shit, he needs to fire them. And then he needs to hit himself for not taking that video down after seeing it on YouTube. So, Asmongold said something one time, right? If you build 100 bridges, but you suck one dick, you're not a bridge builder anymore. You're a dick sucker. So, if you're a successful streamer for like the better part of a decade and a half, and you make one comment that can be interpreted as slightly racist by a vast community of people. Are you a racist? Fuck no. I don't even know why we're having this conversation. Was Twitch justified in banning him? Yeah, they were 100% justified. It broke the terms of, terms of service. It did. He definitely said some fucked up shit, yeah. And then he apologized for it on Twitter. I don't think he put his whole heart and soul into the apology. I do not agree with him at all about the culture. And I think that was more of a misguided, misinformed comment than it was racially motivated or anything like that. And I'll tell you why. He was basically saying that they're an inferior culture because they prosecute homosexuals, trans, LGBTQ community. From everything that I heard, and I watched 3 hours of this 3.5-hour debate, I do not think that Palestine is a religious theocracy, meaning that they don't prosecute homosexuals, from what Hasan was saying. Anyways, so this is where that whole comment made. I love how I paused that right at that facial expression. That's great. I didn't even mean to do that. Anyways, yeah, this is where that whole comment stemmed from.
Sexuality in general.
I think that we can come to the agreement, and like, we can talk about historically all you want, right? I think that in some cases, like, that's true. In a lot of cases, like, the way that this is perceived around the world, like, Romans looked at it differently, Greeks looked at it differently, everybody's looked at it differently. But I'm talking about what's happening today. And if I'm looking at those cultures today, those are cultures that are oppressing people based off of their identity. And
when he says identity, he's leaning more towards the homosexual aspect of it. He doesn't outright say it right here, but he does say it in multiple points of the debate. I mean, identity could mean a lot of things.
Right now, the Palestinians don't have any structural governance to be able to do that regardless. So there is no like gay oppression happening in Gaza, because the only oppression that's happening in Gaza is that Israel's lighting them on fire with regular frequency.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't care. Do I want it to happen? Fuck no. A lot of people, if I tell them I'm a cat person, they hear I hate dogs. I never said that. I can't change anything that's happening. If I could, I promise, my word as a man, I would. I have no power. I have no authority. I am streaming to 4 people on Twitch right now. It's not happening here, and I can't do anything about it. If it was fucking happening outside right now, I would do my best to try and figure out what the fuck's going on and stop the situation. And although it sucks, I can't waste any of my energy caring about it. You can interpret that as you will. When I say I'm indifferent, when I say I don't care, that's exactly what I mean. I'm not saying I wish this on anybody. Nobody's deserving of anything that's happening. People are just feeding into the drama. A guy says he doesn't care, it makes him look racist, you know what I'm saying? The cultural thing, yeah, that was a lot worse. That was a lot fucking worse. But to say you don't care about something, I don't give a fuck what you don't give a fuck about. If you don't give a fuck about it, that's your right.
And we're paying for it.
Yes. So,
and I mean, in his defense, he's not a fan of Israel. He said that. He straight up said he doesn't support Israel either. He basically said he doesn't give a fuck with a couple more steps that he shouldn't have made. Once again, the ban was definitely founded because of those extra steps he took in trying to say what he was saying.
In terms of like Islamist fundamentalism, right?
Yeah.
In terms of Islamist fundamentalism, or the way that like you perceive Palestinians as viewing gay people, there has never been an opportunity for Palestinian people to engage in queer liberation, because in the hierarchy of needs, the number one need for them is to stop Israel from killing them, is to stop Israel from dominating them.
That's about all I'm gonna get into on that fucking 3-hour video, because if it's a 3-hour video, that means I'm gonna react to it for about 9 hours. We're not fucking doing that. I'm gonna say the misconception that he had that led him to make the comment that he made about their culture, because that was the misconception. That was the whole misconception. He cannot support a country that has a culture that persecutes gay people, and that aspect of that culture he deemed inferior. According to Hasan, that is not a country that has now or ever had any prosecution of homosexuals. He said it multiple times, and when I say that shit went over his head, that would be an understatement. Because if dude hit a speed bump or something, he might have actually caught it. That shit phased right through him. Like, he did not acknowledge it. He said it multiple times, and he's like, I can't support a culture that their culture doesn't do that. Yeah, but I can't support a cult. And I don't know if he just wasn't hearing him or it wasn't computing, but Hasan really tried to put him on that right path, because this happened after the ban, obviously. And fucking, he was trying to help Buddy out. And I don't think he was taking the hint. Anyways, he just posted this 8 hours ago, and this is his legitimate apology. He's 2 days late from the initial Twitter apology, but there was an initial Twitter apology. I'm not gonna fucking vilify the guy. Let's just watch it.
Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you all about what my reason was for getting suspended on Twitch, and also what my plans are going forward. I'm going to try and structure this video into 2 parts, where the first part is going to be me talking about the Twitch suspension, second part is going to be talking about myself. And the first thing I want to start off with is something that I know it might sound a little bit insincere because of how ridiculous this is, but I really mean it, and if you listen to the whole video, I hope you can see why. Everybody who's come and spoken out and talked to me and said stuff about me, aside from the, oh, you should kill yourself or something like that, I want to say that I really appreciate you. And I think this has been something that's a long time coming. And I actually think that this is something that not only I deserved, but it's also something that I needed. And I want to talk about what the reason for that is.
Now, that was him saying that somebody deserves something, just to clarify.
But I want to start off and just make sure that that's actually very clear. So a couple of days ago, I made some comments about Palestine and also about Hamas and, some just general, basically opinions that were trivializing the genocide that's happening there. And I don't really want to mince words or try to I wasn't just a...
Hey, saying that you don't give a fuck about something, in my honest opinion, is not trivializing it. If I were to say that the conflict between Palestine and Israel ain't shit, it means nothing, it's not a big deal, that's trivializing something. It is a big deal. It's a huge deal for a lot of people.
Justifying or, promoting it. I said something about it that was disgusting. I said that I didn't care about innocent people getting killed by another force, by anything. And I think that that's a horrible, disgusting, mean-spirited thing to say.
The horrible, disgusting, mean-spirited thing to say was that their culture was inferior. If I say I don't care about something, that's different, once again, than saying, and I have to be real careful about how I say this, but being insensitive, mean-spirited, would actually advocate for the genocide of an entire country or culture, which, it bordered that, but it definitively was not that.
And I don't necessarily think that it was really racist, really, but when I'm using language like Palestinians or the people there, rather than what my real language was, I've always been very outspoken and very against religious extremism, and I still am. I think that any religion and any way of thinking that's going to cause you to put other people in kind of positions below you as gay people, women, people with disabilities, anything like that, I think that that's a really bad position to have, and I really don't like that.
See, this is the part that Hasan was kind of trying to educate him on. Palestine isn't a religious theocracy, so they don't do that. According to Hasan. Probably shouldn't have made it into the video, but yeah.
And I think that my problem and my fault here was that I was making a criticism of religious extremism, and I made no effort, and I feel like almost, I've rewatched the clip, right, or a number of the clips, and it's like I've almost made an effort not to draw a distinction between the two things. I think that a lot of us here can easily say that we're against religious extremism, and I am. But whenever I categorize everybody in the area as this group, then I'm the asshole, and I was the asshole. I had a lot of you guys tell me that.
That's the part that was mean, insensitive, and mean-spirited. At least you get that.
And it's taken me, this is what's so crazy about it, is that I think this has been going on now for like 2 years. I think that I've been slowly devolving into the most mean-spirited, I don't really even know what the word is for it. Just like the most mean-spirited, rude, like nasty, like just callous, psychopathic version of myself.
I can't speak from personal experience, but the average individual would be able to deduce something along the lines of, now, you gotta know who this guy is to get what I'm about to say next, but he literally streams and makes content for roughly 10 hours every single day. Basically every waking hour of his life. When you spend that much time just separated, like, physically from society like that, he's very present in social media platforms, but you kind of get detached from reality when you spend that much, because the internet is a different place than the real world. So you start to have a different mindset about things. And he's been so big for so long, I think he just started to get the mindset of, I can say whatever the fuck I want. Once again, I am still an Asmongold enjoyer. I'm gonna keep watching his shit, but like, a lot of people don't feel the same way. You can fuck up one time like that in my book. You don't get 3 strikes, because this was a decently sized strike. You know what I'm saying? He did something really fucking dumb, and he made a mistake. Anybody watching this that can honestly tell me that you've never made a mistake, big or small, you'd be the first. I fucking robbed a bank almost 10 years ago, and I sat 2 years in prison for it. It was a big fucking mistake. I was a heroin addict for most of my adult life, and I was the biggest piece of shit that I knew. That doesn't reflect the person that I am today. And it didn't even really reflect the person that I was back then. It was just the mindset that I had. People are allowed to make mistakes. Like I said, Asmongold wasn't the one in a fucking plane dropping bombs on Palestine. So you gotta stop treating him as such. He was a fucking idiot for some of the shit that he said, absolutely. That doesn't mean that he's the fucking scum of the earth. There's a lot worse. I mean, you're watching me right now. Jesus Christ.
I think that I've been devolving into this. And a lot of my friends have told me this. My dad has told me this. He said, you've got to chill out. You've got to calm down. I've been like, oh, that old man doesn't know what he's talking about. And I've finally had some level of accountability for that. And thank God. I look back at some of the things that I've said and done over the past 2 years, and I don't think that I've been wrong about everything, obviously, right? But there have been ways that I've communicated and ways that I've acted that are indefensible. And
I mean, fame, like I said, he's not the most known person on planet Earth, but people on this platform and YouTube, they know who the fuck he is. Even that level of fame can kind of get to your head. You got lost in the moment a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You got lost in the sauce. Happens to the best of us, and that is what happened in this case. It happened to the best of us. I
think it's, looking back on it, it's just disgusting. And it's something that when you get lost in the sauce and you get fixated around like listening and reading feedback and, you know, just getting hyper fixated, this is like your entire life, you lose a perspective on reality and you lose a perspective on the world. And I think that perspective was brought into perspective yesterday and the day before when I was making comments like this, and I feel so stupid. It's crazy. So I'm getting all these people making negative comments toward me.
I'm not a body language expert, you guys. Anybody can watch this and tell that he's like being genuine. He knows what he did. He knows what he said. He genuinely feels bad about what the fuck he said. He's probably not a Palestine fan, but I legitimately do not think that he feels that way about their entire culture. That's why he said what he said. He just said it in a way that he shouldn't have said it.
I mean, everybody is telling me like, oh, go kill yourself, I hate you, everything like this.
I don't know this fucking guy personally. I don't. I've watched a lot of his shit. He might be more genuine than most people that you'll ever meet on the street. He's a genuine guy. He seems like a really good guy.
Do you know who reached out to me? And they wanted to talk and have a conversation and see if I was okay. It's people that were Islamic and people that had fucking family in Palestine. And how humiliating is that? How absolutely humiliating is that? And these were the people I was trying to say were bad. And
It sounds like he's about to cry. If that wasn't another giveaway that he fucking feels bad about what he did. Like I said, everybody's allowed to fucking make mistakes.
I feel like such a fucking stupid asshole. I really do. I've always been I guess like I've always been kind of like an atheist. And even as a young kid, I was raised Roman Catholic and I was always very defiant towards it. And I've always had a negative opinion of religion.
Hey, the Catholic Church. Ban me.
And I've also had a negative opinion of religious cultures. And I think that opinion is definitely shaped by the media that I've created, and the media I've created for myself, and then also just the media that exists, the media that I've chosen to seek out as well. And I think that media has allowed me to have certain predispositions and certain biases that the truth is that don't have any sort of relation to what my own real life has been experienced, or my own real life experience has been, excuse me. And so I've been spending a lot of time talking to those people, and I've seen people like fans of mine, like I had viewers messaging me on Discord, like, why are you saying this? Like, do you want to talk? Do you want to, like, I'm willing to talk to you, and like, let's try to work this out, right? We love you. And I scrolled up on their messages, and these are people that messaged me in like 2016, 2017, 2018, like, I love your content, I love your stream, I love you, right? And now they get to hear this from me, and I just feel like such a stupid, belligerent fucking asshole.
I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm talking to you, Asmongold, right now. You might never see this video, but I'm still gonna say it. The ones that were with you from day one, we do love you. You were also a stupid, belligerent asshole, but the ones that fuck with you, they know that people make mistakes, so they're not gonna care too much. The ones talking shit are the ones that never rocked with you in the first place, and they were gonna talk shit no matter what you said. They're the ones that were talking shit about you before you even said it. Point blank.
I really do, and I'm sorry. I really am. I think that it's extremely fair to criticize religious extremism, and I think that it's extremely unfair to categorize everybody in part of that group as religious extremists. I think it is, and I'm really sorry for that.
It is.
I've just been a fucking dick, and it's weird because yesterday I woke up and I didn't know if I was going to get suspended or not, and I had planned on streaming and everything, and I actually got a text message from one.
Hey, he really is a dick, but he's like a funny dick most of the time. But it's all in good fun, and that's kind of how most of his streams and his content goes. You're a dick, but like, it doesn't have any malintent. You're not being malicious with it, malevolent, whatever you want to say, yeah.
One of my mods, they said, oh, I heard about the suspension, I'm sorry. And I was like, I remember I was like driving, and like, you'd think that like your heart rate would go up, but if anything, I felt more relaxed. I felt like finally I have a moment to just take a step back and breathe and think for myself and just stop, just like get out of my own head. And I spent a long time like just writing basically a list of all of these things that like I think that I should be doing with my life. And
I hope to fucking God, I hope to God that cleaning your goddamn room was on that list.
This is going to be kind of the second part, by the way, of the video. Comments that I made were pretty much about religious extremism. I think it's bad, but I've categorized a lot of people in that way that was unfair. It's wrong for me to have done that. I said something that was bad. I should not have said that. I should have chosen my words more carefully. I didn't do that. I doubled down on it. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. That's pretty much, I was a fucking asshole. I was a piece of shit. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. And so, actually, I do know what else to say. I don't like making apologies because I think words don't matter.
I mean, after he said what he said, that kind of checks out a little bit.
But I do think changed actions and changed behaviors do. And so you can take my apology as hopefully better content. And if you're not seeing that, I want you to
It can't get much better, honestly.
hold me accountable. Hopefully this time I won't be stupid enough to ignore it.
Holy shit, that's water! That wasn't Dr. Pepper, that was fucking water. God damn, he might actually be trying to change.
Mouth is pretty dry. Anyway, so the second part about this is that
Random!
I want to talk a little bit about like my life, my personal life, etc., and kind of some of the points that I think that I've kind of gone through to get here. So the main thing is that for the past, like, I would say like 10 years or so, if you look at my life like this, I would have said 10 years ago or maybe 8 years ago, streaming was like this, right? YouTube was like this. And now I would say that my life and streaming are basically the exact same size. And what I mean by that is that streaming is my entire life. Doing this is my entire existence. And I think that the process of that has been...
I mean, your life and your streaming were completely congruent. Basically everything you did, save for a few very personal things, you did for all the internet to see. That is 100% true. And you can only live your life like that for so long, like I said, without becoming a little bit detached. Definitely unhinged, but I think that was more or less for content. Detachment is a whole other issue in and of itself.
Been extremely unhealthy for me. And I think that what it's done is that it's allowed me to become such a one-dimensional person that I'm not even a person anymore. It's like I'm in Dark Souls, I'm going hollow or something. And I think about like all the, you know, like
when you compare to the person that you have become to a video game character, that's when you know you might need to, like, take it easy for a minute. That speaks to his case a little bit.
I made a list of all of the things that I'm not doing in my life that I should be doing, and I was writing it down, and I'm like, you know, fucking, like, I'm just going. I'm like, oh my god, I think it'd be shorter if I transcribed the Bible. Like, this is insane. Like,
Then cleaning your room should definitely be on that fucking list, right? Yeah?
Whenever I have everything written down line for line, it's like, oh my god, I'm ruining my life. I've been existing, and I want to, at a certain point, actually try to live my life. And I don't think that I've been doing that. And so what am I going to do? How am I going to do that differently? And what does that mean for my stream, etc.? I think that I'm going to cut down a little bit on streaming quite as much. And I think I'm also going...
It's only 6 hours a day?
...to cut down... This is going to sound like... I hope I can say this in the right way. I feel like the main times that I laugh on my stream nowadays are when I'm laughing at other people. And I look back on videos that I did from 2020, 2016, and 17, and yeah, I've always been an...
To say that he needs to throw some cups away and fold a few things, I have seen the rest of this man's house. He needs to throw the whole goddamn house away. I can't even count how many things just in this one frame that need to be picked up and thrown away.
An asshole, but holy shit, I've been way more of an asshole. It's insane. And it's a night and day difference. And I've had, again, everybody in the world telling me this, including my own dad. Maybe I'm an asshole. Maybe this is too far. Maybe I need a course correction. Which is why I think that, like, getting suspended in this, I hope that it's one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And I don't know whether that's going to be true, but I'm going to try to do things differently and make sure to live up to that reality. And so, what are those things that I'm going to be doing?
Do y'all know who Kramer is? Michael Richards? That motherfucker literally said the N-word on TV. That's some shit that you get no strikes. You get no strikes. And I don't think Michael Richards apologized as fast as Asmon did. He said some out-of-pocket shit about a country's culture. I'm giving him a pass, dude. And I know I ain't fucking nobody. I'm giving the fucking guy a pass.
Doing differently. The first thing is that I think I'm going to try. I've been very much trying to, like, maintain a consistent schedule with my stream, and I will continue to do that. I want to get up and go to bed at relatively the same time. I want to live a normal life.
I mean, he kind of does that now. He just goes to bed at like 2 or 3 in the morning and wakes up at 10 or 11 in the morning.
And also, I want to spend maybe a little bit less time streaming, and I want to spend more time creating my own videos and doing my own things and spending time on things that I really enjoy, and basically just like expanding my existence as a person.
The guy clearly knows he fucked up, okay? He knows it, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it, okay? People are allowed to fucking make mistakes. He may have backpedaled a little bit in the beginning. He's owning it. In my book, it takes a real man to own some shit, especially some shit like that. The whole fucking internet hates this dude because of what he said. Like, he's actually fucking firebombing Palestine. The guy clearly is taking accountability for what he did. Worse shit has happened. I think he's gonna bounce back. I don't even think there is a bounce back. I think he got banned on Twitch. And like he said, that was fucking good for him. Going to prison for 2 years was the best thing that ever fucking happened to me, because I would not be streaming to you guys right now if that didn't happen. Sometimes some bad shit has to happen before some good shit has to happen. And he's been going through some health issues and fucking, maybe he'll actually eat a vegetable every now and then. I don't know. I don't know what's on that list. All I know is it definitely was something that needed to happen. You know, he said it himself. People fuck up, dude. That's my take. Did he do something wrong? For fucking sure. He kind of fucked up big. At the end of the day, if you really think that's a big fucking deal, you need to get a life, dude. Asmon, if you ever see this, which I'll bet a paycheck never, everybody who loved you before this, they're gonna love you after. You might have a couple that fell off, but not many. The people that hated you before this, they don't like you anymore now. But, I mean, yeah, they hated you before this. They were gonna, if this didn't happen, they'd just be talking shit about you for something else. You fucked up, you owned it, good on you, man. Look forward to seeing you back. You guys just want to vilify anybody, then vilify the guys that are actually firebombing Palestine. That's all I gotta say. I was supposed to be playing Wukong today, guys, and I saw this shit, and I was like, no, I'm not missing this one. I missed Doc by a month. Oh, that reminds me. That fucking reminds me. Now! Oh, I am gonna beat this motherfucking horse. I'm gonna beat this dead motherfucking horse. Oh my god. Alright, what Asmon did got me thinking, right? He actually did this shit on stream. The Palestine comment, he did this shit on stream. There is actual evidence. He admitted to it. He owned it. And he got banned for 2 weeks, right? Doc claims that all the messages that were sent, yeah, I'm going there. He said that the messages were taken out of context and that they weren't sexually motivated and this and this and this. Regardless, there was a whole case. He was found not guilty, obviously criminally, but he was banned indefinitely. So Asmongold did some shit that violated Twitch's terms of service on stream and gets banned for 2 weeks. This motherfucker has a trial. Twitch paid him out and he gets permabanned from Twitch. And you guys are still gonna sit there and try to tell me that Doc didn't do nothing wrong? I want y'all to think about that for a second. Let it really sink in. You violate terms of service on stream, no matter what they are. If I pull my out right now, I'm probably gonna get a 14-day ban. I don't know how that works. I'm not gonna find out. And maybe different violations of terms of service equal different penalties. But Asmon's a big fucking streamer. Doc was a big fucking streamer. He did the shit on stream, caught 14 days. Doc did the shit off stream, so we can't prove it. And he catches life with no parole. It's sketchy. That's all I'm saying. If you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below, guys. I think that if that was any other streamer, like if I would have did the exact same thing that he did, I might be in fucking jail right now. We don't know. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Like, he did something, but I'm not gonna go throwing what he did around because that's unfounded. I just know that Twitch isn't gonna ban you for literally no reason. Even if there's a hating ass fucking exec up there that wanted to get rid of you to make room for Ninja, which in and of itself doesn't fucking make sense. Nothing I can think of would equate to getting banned for no reason, especially making them as much money as you were. That is all. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the goddamn like button. Otherwise, how else am I gonna know that you liked the video? If you don't want to miss more content like this and some content not like this, hit the subscribe button. That's all I'm saying. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. It's a button. Turn off notifications and be on your way. It's not that hard. I'm trying to get monetized, baby. Maybe I'll be able to get better equipment. Maybe I'll start listening to what y'all guys, what you guys want me to make. Yeah, just fucking like, subscribe, share, tell your goddamn friends. Is that too much to ask? I'm giving you guys a PlayStation 5 controller sometime soon. Sometime in the near future. All I'm asking is for you to click a button. Did you have to pay to click that button? No, because if you did, I wouldn't be able to legally give you the controller. If anything else, subscribe for Anubis. He wants subs. Are you really gonna let my fucking cat down like that? If you don't like the content, sub for the cats. He's digging into my fucking shoulder. But yeah, until next time, guys, just remember that you don't have to be good to have a good time, and saying one unhinged comment about Palestine doesn't make you a bad fucking person. Peace!